Hi trader, this is Mario from Forex Other Way. In today's video I'll try to tell you something about shorter time frames and how to forecast market turns in lower time frames like H4, H1 and so on. So let's start the rock and roll. So first things first, let's make it simple. In the lower time frame, forecasting turning points on the market is much more difficult than longer time frame. On D1 or W1, so on weekly, daily, it's much easier, even though it's not always working. Let me show you right now what's happening. We got for example, we got gold market against US dollar, and look at this chart, how it looks like. It's weekly, it's W1. So let me draw you a trend line in general, sign like that. That's the trend line. We are not getting into details. So you see the market is going smoothly, is cycling, and boom, we got sign like that. We got this coronavirus over here, which is incredible, is it? So, and it is W1, it's weekly chart, it's not daily chart. So on daily chart it looks even worse, as you could probably have seen. On a daily chart we got a big fallout here, and again the market was recovering to the final position of the rising market. So that's what happens. But let's try to do it on 4-hour charts at the moment. I'll show you. I think lower time frames than 4-hour, it's nearly impossible to predict the right turning point using those methods I've shown you in the past. But let's try to do something over here. So what we've got here, we've got goldish. So as gold, we might say that we are on a very good position right now. Let's see what's gonna happen. What can we do over here? Well, we can draw a simple line. Look, we got bottom here and bottom here. If we draw a line between those two bottoms, it might be an important point in the market. So if we extend this line, we double it, we might guess that right here, at the date of 12th of May at 1300, it is GMT plus 2 or GMT plus 1 time. So it's about midday at London time at GMT. That's the one. No, it's the afternoon, 1700. So it will be 1600 GMT time on 12th of May. It might be a turning point. I'm stressing it. It's not that it's 100%. Well, usually, what I usually do, I prefer to draw the triangles because the triangles show it in much nicer way. In the same way, they show also the midpoints of the market. I've got prepared already here the chart of USD Japanese on H1 on 1-hour chart. So I've drawn this first triangle from this bottom over here, this top, and the first correction. So that was the first triangle, and after I just copied them. And as you might see, the market was growing steadily, showing from time to time turning points. The most important ones are those ones. So here we started, obviously. So the next turning point should have been over here somewhere. It was 3 hours earlier. Here another turning point which the market tried to fall over here, but it didn't decline that much. But it was 100. Was it 100 pips? It was. It's 90 pips. Well, anyway, there was the turning point over here. Sometimes another corner of the triangle shows the turning points, like here is roughly about this one, and here is the top is roughly around the market made a local bottom over here. Here we had a top, important point. Here in the corner we had a local bottom, more or less 2-3 hours difference, and then if we copied it further, it should probably, let me show you. If we copy it, just have to press Ctrl and just copy it and drag it over here, and it goes like that. As you see, it also can work as a trend line because we started from the first leg of the trend. We started right over here, the first leg, so the market made local top and the correction and started rising again and made higher high over here. So we got low here, we got higher low and higher high. So it's the second leg and this is the first leg. So the first leg I copied over here on this 1 hour chart, and as you might see, it's shown us the trend line, and as soon as it was broken, the market started falling, was correction, whatever was that. I got still indicator, let me take it off, this indicator from here, this stochastic. Maybe later on I'll tell you something about this stochastic look. It looks like that when you magnify it, when you zoom in this chart. So that's why I prefer to use those triangles. But let's go back to our gold at the moment. So let's make a triangle somewhere and let's try to forecast what the market will do in the future. So we can draw the triangle, for example, like this one. Top here, bottom here or here, whichever first. Let's make this one as here started the new trend, and the top let's make here like this. Small correction and let's duplicate it. So you might see that it probably works because it's shown us a local bottom here and it's shown us nearly the local top, this one. So it probably works this cycle because this length shows the length of the cycle in time of gold against the US dollar. Let's have a butchers over here, and here we go. That's what we've got at the moment. Let's drag the line here, and we've got 19th of May 1300 or 1200 GMT. So that's how I make it, guys. But I have to tell you something very important. If you trade short term, it's your business, your money. I know it's really difficult. Professionals, dealers in the banks work short term and they don't do it, most of them. Usually banks, investment funds, they use daily, weekly charts. They don't even use charts, they just use prices, pivot points. That's how it works. Because on gold, look at gold, W1, what we've got. Gold is rising, is a rising market, is rising since September 2015. It's not going to stop. It's got here a local correction due to coronavirus, due to problems with petrol whatsoever, but it's still rising and it doesn't seem to stop at the moment, because even if you draw a line, simple line from bottom to bottom over here and just connect those two bottoms, you might say the next important turning point, the end of next cycle, will end up over here. And if the cycle will end up over here, it's not today, it's 25th of April 2021, which seems a decent date. And keep in mind this date, because maybe over 11 months it will be important turning point. Maybe the market reach high somewhere over here in November or December, but later may stay in a certain very narrow zone of prices. And then when the time comes, roughly around 25th of April, it starts declining in a proper way. That's about gold at the moment. We still got Brent Crude, petrol. Last situation is, as everyone knows, no one's driving the car at the moment. The cars stay at the parking place or in the garage, wherever. We don't use them. We don't use petrol. Business is not working. So this cut the price from $45 to $36 over a weekend a couple of weeks ago. That what happened. It was a big gap. This is the gap. Over here, this is Friday, and this one was Monday. And that's when Russia and Saudi Arabia, or OPEC, they didn't agree with each other. And that's what happened. But what we have to do with that? At the moment, if you want to trade it, okay. Usually the best time for trading is over here. I don't trade Brent, I don't trade crude, anything. So it's not my business, but people say those who just made big one on the market of commodities or wherever, then you should buy when there is a blood on the floor. And the blood on the floor was when Brent crude was at around $15 or $15.50. So that was a time for buying when the panic was the biggest and everyone was getting rid of the Brent crude because people thought that we'll never drive the car again. So at the moment it's 1,300 pips difference. Look, we are in the middle of nowhere. I might try to sell. If I had to sell, I might try to sell at this level when this gap, the last gap is. The gaps usually are closed. We don't know when this gap will be closed. But I would sell over here. We don't know what's going to happen. But let's have a look at 4-hour chart, how it looks like. So what can we do over here? We can find somehow a turning point. We might predict it. But what was said before, it's not that easy because it's too much noise. The lower time frame, the bigger noise on the market is. So whatever, if President Trump starts coughing, petrol price might drop $5. So, it's crazy, but it happened so many times. Once upon a time, I remember President George W. Bush just got stuck with a biscuit, whatever, sweet, and the market dropped 2%, New York Stock Exchange. It's incredible, so this noise on the day trading is very big, and usually geometry doesn't work that well. Let's make a triangle here. That's the one. We got the triangle. Over here, it looks like this first leg. Let's do the second one. We got the second leg. So, probably here we got local bottom, as you see. And what have we got? Here was local bottom, roughly, or local top. And here was another local top. Let's draw another one. And where is this? No, it's this one. Oh, come on. Alright, let's delete this one. And let's delete this one. And now we can try again from here to here. So here was a local whatever. Was it top or bottom? It was local top. Probably it might have been a local top. The market might fall. But important date is over here on 4-hour chart. This is 18th of May 2020. That's what it says. Roughly at 8 in the morning or 7 in the morning GMT time. That's what we can say from this geometrical applications of future price prediction. So I hope you enjoyed it. Watch my other videos. Just take care and keep your seatbelts on because it's a very hard week to come because it will be probably big volatility. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.